Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute-a-day podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, recorded here in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, located in Sharonville, Ohio. Hey there friends, welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. I so appreciate you tuning in to Daily Dose Radio and checking it out. This is a good psalm. Oh my, this is so good. As I said yesterday, Psalm 105 follows the pattern of 1 Chronicles 16, beginning in verse 8. 1 Chronicles 16:8 is where we begin the psalm in that recording of it. Here it's verse 1, and it takes us through verse 22 of 1 Chronicles 16, but here we end at verse 15. Now the psalm in 1 Chronicles 16 continues, and there's still more of it, and those portions or parts we find in other psalms like in 29 and 96. However, we end here with David's psalm that he wrote in 1 Chronicles 16, down here at verse 15. We're not going to do that today. We'll get there tomorrow. And then the rest of the psalm continues the same theme that David began. And I'm sure he just took the psalm and went back and maybe added parts to it. You know, he could have done that. Or Asaph or somebody else could have taken the psalm and, added what we have as the remainder of Psalm 105 to what David wrote here in 1 Chronicles 16. Now today we're going to read verses 6 through 10 here in Psalm 105. So let me read those. O ye seed of Abraham his servant, ye children of Jacob his chosen, he is the Lord our God. His judgments are in all the earth. He hath remembered his covenant forever, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations, which covenant he made with Abraham, and his oath unto Isaac, and confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant. Now that's 6 through 10, and you see now what the psalmist is doing. He told us in verse 5, remember his marvelous works that he has done. And then in verse 8, he says, he has remembered his covenant forever. So what covenant is that? We're to remember, but he has remembered. He's the Lord our God. So we know he's not going to forget. We're commanded to remember. It's good for us to remember so that we'll know what the Lord has done and how he's going to continue to behave based on and according to his promises and his covenants. So he made a covenant with Abraham, a sworn oath unto Isaac, confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law, and Israel for an everlasting covenant. So we have Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We go back to Genesis chapter 12 through 36. Those are the patriarchs. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And we just collect those. We gather those up here in the psalm. And he says he's remembered this covenant. And here are the covenant bearers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And we can go back and we can read through Genesis chapter 12 all the way to 36. And that takes us up to the time of Joseph. And because we're going to remember Joseph here in 16 through 24, Joseph's story is right there. So we're going to talk about that on Thursday and Friday this week. But here we have Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob up to Joseph's time, because we have the covenant, we have the oath, and the same thing confirmed to Jacob, and for Israel, an everlasting covenant. So we even look forward to now, in this last statement in 10, what he's going to make with them at Sinai, the covenant he's going to make with them at Sinai. So all of this now prepares us as we begin a journey. You see, we're starting a journey. We began with Abraham, and now we're going to make our way to Jacob, and then the pre-Egyptian life of the patriarchs. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. And then Joseph's story in 16 through 24. We'll talk about that this week. And then next week, when we continue in 105, we'll talk about Moses' story and the Exodus and all that happened thereafter. All of that hinges on that word remember. We are to remember God's marvelous works. And so the psalmist David now is going to tell us, okay, so here's what you should remember. First of all, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and the covenant that God made with them. Join me again tomorrow, and we'll read verses 11 through 15 here on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. For more fresh and delicious Bible studies, podcasts, books, and more, check out the Bible Bistro online and on YouTube. Join me again next time for Daily Dose Radio.